against a blitz. He's going to be sacked. Chris Jones comes off the right side. Right side throw. It's caught. 15-yard line. 10, 5, touchdown. Kareem Hunt at the 10, angling to the 5, into the end zone, left side, and it is good. Here comes a rush, and he's going to go down. George Karlaftis.
Chiefs get their first victory of the season, 22-9 over the New York Giants, and even more important, their first ever road win ever against the Giants in 66 years of history. That's kind of nuts. The last team the Chiefs have never beaten on the road.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
How have we never beaten the Giants in this building or in New York for that matter? Regardless, winning tonight feels really good. I get it was a really ugly game throughout, particularly in the first half. It doesn't matter. There's no BCS or college football playoff committee or anything. A win is a win, and we will take it.
Couple of really big things to note here. One was the Jalen Watson interception near the end of the half, because the Giants are going to take the lead at that point, 6-6 game. An interception targeting, they were targeting Malik Neighbors. Let's start with that, because to me that looms as the biggest play of this game.
Yeah, that was a 10-point swing at that point in the game. And, I mean, how incredible was the defense tonight? It's easy to overlook the defensive performance because, this was an ugly football game. The defense was awesome throughout this game and kept the offense in it and let them kind of find their groove in the second half. But think about Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson. Neighbors, of course, being the target on that interception. Neighbors and Robinson last week combined for 17 catches, 309 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Here in this game against the Chiefs secondary, they combined for 3 catches for 39 yards. That'll work.
Neighbors had 13 yards receiving. He came into this game third in NFL history in his first 17 games in the number of catches and number 1 in the league in targets. Plus the Chiefs held him to 1 of 10 on third down, 1 of 4 on fourth down, and 0 of 1 on goal to go. So again, this story starts with the defense.
It really does. And we're talking about this time right now for the Chiefs with no Rashee Rice, no Xavier Worthy. It's kind of about survival, right? And the defense helped us survive here tonight.
Offensively, it's about Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah.
Looked like he made an amazing 34-yard touchdown catch. Whoops. The NFL review, and it was an incompletion. So what do? You go right back to the same point of the field, and he gets a 33-yard catch down to the 1, which led to the Kareem Hunt touchdown to go up 22-9 and basically get the lead the Chiefs never relinquished. But Tyquan Thornton now is starting to turn into a little bit of something.
So with no Xavier here tonight, who is going to step up? Well, the answer was Tyquan Thornton. He has 5 catches for 71 yards in this game, and 3 of those catches moved the chains on third down. Third and goal, of course, that first touchdown for the Chiefs. He hauls in a 5-yard touchdown catch. Great throw by Patrick Mahomes, by the way, on that one. And then that drive you're talking about, on 3rd down and 6, he picks up 21 yards, and 3rd and 10, after he had just barely not caught the previous one, gets 33 yards down to the 1-yard line, set up Kareem Hunt's touchdown. Tyquan Thornton helped us win this game here tonight, and I can't wait to see, once we get Xavier back, once we get Rashee back, what he's going to do in this offense.
No question. And that 21-yarder looked like, because he and Juju were in the same area, and he made the catch. It looked a little sketchy.
I don't know if he was the target, but he caught it.
It worked. Juju had 4 catches. Hollywood Brown, 4 catches. Travis Kelce, 4 catches. All told, the Chiefs win at 22-9. What does Big Red think? Let's go find out with head coach Andy Reid at the podium.
Okay, really don't have any injuries. Brian Cook was okay at the end of it, so everybody else made it through all right. A good win to get, in particular when you haven't had one. So that was important to take a step forward. The second quarter was hard to watch there, but the third and fourth quarter, I thought our guys really came together and played well. I thought defensively we did some really good things with the turnovers, and the interceptions and turnovers. I thought Bolton with the 14 tackles did a heck of a job, and our third downs were incredible. So great pressure up front. It starts there. And then likewise on the offensive side, Pat had some really good things he did out there, and the offensive line I thought did a heck of a job. I was probably most happy for Pacheco coming home and putting up a 4.5 yard per carry shot out there, which was good, and Kareem did some good things there too. Thornton, great to get him involved in the game plan. I thought he played well. But again, it all starts up front. That defensive line, Brian's done a nice job as their personnel department of getting these defensive linemen. That's as good a defensive line as there is in this league. And then offensively, he's got some good things going. He's got Wilson there, which is a plus, and then you got a young quarterback behind him, which is also a plus. So the sky's the limit, and they've got good receivers. So it's a we looked at the tape. We looked at them playing Washington and barely squeaking. Washington barely squeaking out the win. We watched Dallas, and where they really got after it in the Dallas game and played well. But again, this game is the margin between winning and losing is so small. So I know New York people are very passionate. So give Brian an opportunity, man. He's got great personality for this sport and for you people here. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
What stands out most about the Tyquan Thornton catch there on the down late game?
Well, both of them, right? He had the one, back to back, Pat went to him. And it was a nice job, making the second one go there. So, and he's got, he's showing some things. So that's, he's a guy that I know Juju spoke highly of when he was at the Patriots. I mentioned Bill Belichick, gave him big compliments, and he's come in here and done nothing but work hard. And so it's nice to see him getting an opportunity.
Andy, did Patrick, was that the call of the play that had you go right back to him on that second play, or was that Patrick's read all the way?
No. Yeah, it was Patrick. Yeah.
He wasn't by your design.
Nags and I tag team those things, so give Nags a credit on that.
And just to come out in the second half, it looked like some juice and execution that maybe you hadn't had. What
we played better together is what we did. Played better together. So we had too many mistakes. One thing here, one thing there. Some of that can be that you're just trying too hard at times, and then some dumb things can happen. And so you've got to really stay on top of that. And everything's about execution on the offense side, but you got to have everybody doing it. And then I've got to make sure I get them in the right position to be able to do those things. So it's a team effort, but everybody has to come together on that. And I thought they did a better job with it.
Late in the first half, when Patrick recovered that lateral and ripped the ball out of Okerike's hands, when a quarterback makes a play like that, what kind of impact does it have on the rest of the team?
Yeah, that was big. That was that's how he rolls. He's 100 miles an hour. You've seen the last couple of weeks what he's done when he's carried the ball, and we saw it again tonight when he carried the ball. But those kind of things he does, it seems like every week he'll do something like that, and the guys know that he's all in. It's not like he's just throwing the ball back there. He's gonna do whatever it takes to come out on top of the game.
What message were you trying to get across to Travis?
Yeah, so I love Travis's passion, and so I'm okay with that. We didn't have enough of it that second quarter. Well, it wasn't where we needed to be. So within reason, he knows when to back off the pedal and knows when to push it too. So that's the part I love about him. The guy's all in. Just sometimes I have to be the policeman.
Was there a specific play that was bothering you, or was it more trying to get something out of him? Or?
No, he was all in. He was all in. Listen, he's an emotional guy. He's Irish.
Andy, sorry, related, just related to that. It looked like you felt like maybe you were telling him to, I hate to put it this strongly, but to back off a little bit. Do you feel like within reason?
Don't make too much of it. He's a passionate guy, and I love that part. So I've been through a lot of things with him. So that's all part of it. I love that he loves to play the game. That's what I love, and it's an emotional game. So I'll take it.
Coach, when you're in that second quarter and it's just not working right, was halftime a welcome thing at that point, or was it hard to kind of dig out while it was going on?
No, we had the big PI towards the end there, right? And that was a good thing. So you end on a positive note. But at the same time, we need to tighten things up as far as making mistakes, getting the guys in the right position, and making sure we were doing the right things, giving them plays, and likewise them executing plays.
That's what I'm saying. What did you think of just the secondary tonight, specifically the way they defended?
I love the interceptions, man. Turnovers are a beautiful thing. And then they've got good receivers. That number one is the real deal. He's as good as there is in this league. So for us to be able to put the clamps on him a little bit, that's not an easy chore. He's a heck of a football player.
Thanks, Coach.
People saw him at training camp. They fell in love with him at training camp. We saw him in OTAs and fell in love with him, Tyquan Thornton, but all of a sudden you start to string some things together. What about getting this victory tonight?
I mean, man, it feels very good to finally get one, man. It's hard to win in this league, but, each and every week you go out there, you work hard, and you give yourself an opportunity to win.
Crazy play. I'm going nuts. He had a 34-yard touchdown, we thought. Then they said incompletion. You go right back for 33 yards, almost the same part of the field. Go walk us through those two plays.
I mean, the first one, Pat delivered a good pass to me. I thought I held on to it, but the ball a little bit moved. But Coach gave me another opportunity. Pat threw it, and that's something that we work on each and every day. We want to be aggressive and we want to make plays.
When you heard the play call on the second one, what was going through your mind?
Hold on to it this time. Got to hold on to it.
What were you thinking? Oh, my gosh, we're going to go to me again or go deep again?
Yeah, I mean, that's what that's what we're trying to build here. We want to be aggressive every time we go out there and attack every play.
Okay, another big play was the third down and long pickup for 21. It looks like you and Juju are in the same area, and I'm thinking, collision, but you make the catch. It's a big play. Talk about that play.
Kind of, I didn't win early on my route, but, I just kept playing. Then once I looked up, I just seen the ball. So, I just went and grabbed the ball.
Did you see Juju, really close?
Yeah, I definitely felt Juju, but right then and there, I really wasn't thinking.
It was awesome. Now, the touchdown on the first drive of the third quarter. We'll talk about this more later in the show. But the big play in the red zone, to make red zone catches, different than getting the long ones. What about the difficulty in completing that play for a 5-yard touchdown?
I actually competed that early in my career with New England. So you're running a little over route, got to beat man coverage, give him a little wiggle, then run away with speed and good ball from Pat.
You ran that route with the Pats?
Yeah, I have.
Did you bring it with you, say, let's run this?
Kind of.
Okay, kind of. That's good. But now it's been consistent. This league, and people can flash. Mm-hmm. But now you've done it 3 weeks in a row. And you end up with 5 catches for 71 yards, but you're getting targets and opportunities. What does that mean to you and your growth?
Man, each and every week I just want to go out there and get 1% better, working at all the little things and want to become dominant.
How good is it to be here in this organization?
It's great to be a Chief right now.
It's great to have Tyquan Thornton as a Chief right now, outstanding in this game.
Can you take us through the pass to Tyquan there in the fourth quarter?
I think we had the pass on the field, and with the review, I got to talk it over with the guys on the sideline, and we thought they might play a man coverage, and we had a good play that we got to, and it was just about buying time, with that defensive line. And so I wish I could have got it a little bit further and made an easier catch, but a tremendous catch by him on that right there, and then securing it and getting us to the one so we can score a touchdown.
So you were always going, that was your first read on that play?
It's a kind of a dual read where it's kind of a man versus zone type read, and so having the man coverage, we had a play where it was kind of you run towards the post and then back out, and he did a good job of winning. Obviously, I was rolling the other way, so it was a little further throw, but just giving him a chance to make a play and a guy making a play.
When you went to the sideline, you're intending that it's going to be to Tyquan specifically?
I like the play just in general. So just knowing that they probably could play man, that was a good big matchup alert. And so going over there talking with Nags and Coach Girardi and Coach Reed and saying, like, if it's man, go there. If it's zone, we have another place we can get to. And then all else fails, you throw the ball short, get some more yards so we can kick a field goal. And so having that time, we were all on the same page and we were able to go out there and execute.
You guys were in a better rhythm in the second half. I guess what can you say that maybe was different from the first half to the second?
We just executed better. I think the first few drives, we drove the ball really well down the football field. We just had mistakes and penalties and, alignment stuff that we're going to have to clean up for sure. But I feel like we were moving the ball the right way. Kind of struggled there at the end of that second quarter, but was able to get points at the end. But it was just finishing the drives. And I think that's something that's important in this league is getting touchdowns, not field goals. And when you score touchdowns, it looks a lot better than when you're kicking long field goals.
Getting field goals instead of touchdowns, what does it say about your defensive performance to kind of keep things at bay?
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing great these last 2 weeks. They've played winning football, and for us, we got to clean stuff up and get better and better. And but they're playing good. They're playing tight coverage. They're rushing. They're blitzing. They're doing all type of different stuff that you're supposed to do as a winning defense. And so for us, if they can continue to do that and we can clean stuff up, we'll win a lot of football games.
Patrick, coach said that the second quarter was kind of ugly, hard to watch. I mean, what was it? What was it like out there, just trying to find your way through, get anything done? You had a couple of weird passes that kind of got behind the line.
Yeah, I kept throwing the ball backwards. That's not good. So just letting the rush get to me a little bit, and then trying to just kind of throw it without looking to see if the guy's actually in the spot that we got to get to. And so obviously did it once. I knew immediately it was backwards. You could tell I'm running to go recover the ball even though they had blown the whistle. And then secondly did it again, and it's like, I don't think I've done it maybe ever in my career, so to do it twice in kind of a short span like that. But I will say it was a great tackle. I'll prop myself. That was a big time tackle. So I'm not going to try to do that again. But that was we'll throw the ball forward from now on.
There was a spot on that we saw on TV, and Coach talked about it with Travis over on the sideline. You guys get emotional about these things. What was Travis like out there in the huddles and all that? It was.
He's Travis. He's a normal Travis. He's a guy that loves it. He loves it. He's passionate about it, and that's what's made him so great. And so I've not seen what y'all are talking about, but I know Coach Reed loves, I know Travis loves, and I know they love each other, and that's what you want out of the greats.
On the first touchdown pass, it seemed like maybe Tyquan wasn't your first option. Just does that play a culmination of the trust you sort of developed in him to see sort of on that back shoulder to see that he's open?
Yeah, for sure. Just knowing kind of the coverage, I think that was a good job by him. Knowing that we were trying to kind of get something to Juju or Travis out in the flat, and then kind of having a spot up route for Juju, and how their double guy, kind of like last week with the Eagles, double guy ran to get to Travis and get it out of the way. It puts Tyquan in a one-on-one situation there at the back side, and he did a good job getting open and then being in the right spot. So when I turn to get to that third progression, he's right in my vision. I can make the throw.
The play that you made on Okereke, that was a huge play. It saved 7 points there. What kind of impact do you think that had on the game?
Yeah, it was a huge play. It was fixing my own mistake. You don't want to. It's hard to take credit for it because you are the reason that it happened. But obviously a big moment because he's about to pick that ball up. I can see his eyes get big, like he's about to score a touchdown. And that's what you got to finish in this game. You got to compete. You got to love the game. And whenever you make a mistake, you got to still leave it all on the line. And we were able to get that ball back. And the defense got a huge stop for us there at the end of the half. And then we were able to get 3 points. So definitely a momentum swing and making a bad play not as bad.
Patrick, you hit Tyquan earlier on that drive on like a 3rd and 8, I think it was. But were you targeting him, or because
I was throwing it to Hollywood, who was open, and Tyquan was running a post, and he got, I think, a little jammed up at the line of scrimmage. And I saw Hollywood, but I also saw Dexter Lawrence, so I was trying to throw it to a spot, and I heard the crowd kind of reacting that bad way, and then I looked up, and the guy that I wasn't throwing to caught it, so I was just like, let's go.
And then just the other thing, that first drive of the second half, it looked like you guys were as sharp as you've been. What went into that? Was it some kind of reboot at halftime in some way?
Yeah. We talked at halftime. I think more than anything, guys we wanted to execute. At the end of the day, it's all about execution in this league. And when you make one mistake, it can really hurt your drive. Defenses are good, and they do a good job of capitalizing on that. And so we had a couple drives early in the game that we drove down the field and we pushed ourselves back and had to kick long field goals. And so for us, just executing all the way throughout a drive and seeing that, that's where we want to be, and we have to continue to do that more often.
Just ask this because I don't want to assume anything. You probably didn't get many reps with Tyquan last year at all, right?
No, but he would come in, you get in those practices sometimes, and guys are a little banged up at the end of the season. He'd kind of come in and run some of those deeper routes, and I would throw to him a couple times last year just to see what he had, and you could see that he had juice. And now just getting into OTAs and then into training camp, he was one of those guys that was down there with me working in Texas, and so I knew he was going to be a good football player, but he's even exceeding my expectations, and so he's stepping up whenever the opportunity has been provided for him.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, they did a good job of stopping the run for the most part in 7-man fronts. Kind of helped us play too high a lot. Eliminate special plays. He's big on getting the ball on the outside when you see single high, taking one-on-one matchups. There's a couple times when you're getting too high, and there's one-on-one matchups as the ball gets down the field. Man, I think we did a great job of just contesting those plays, making it hard on them. And D-line did a great job of forcing them things out the pocket and throw within them well.
The offense found itself in the second half, but the first half's only field goals. I guess, what does it mean to you that the defense is able to kind of keep things at bay while the offense is figuring things out?
Yeah, my mindset not saying it is keep them out the end zone. Mindset is they don't get in the end zone, we should win the football game. So that's our mindset, and that's kind of how we've been approaching it every single week. Not really worried about offense or special teams, just kind of doing our end of the bargain, keeping teams out the end zone, playing better in the red zone. I think we did a good job of that this week. And then third down and fourth down, obviously, I think we did better.
Like Russ has 400 yards the week before. How fun is it to see what Spags comes up with going into that week?
Yeah, obviously, we had that going throughout the week of trying to affect that. Understand when he gets going, he's a momentum guy, and he's going to keep going, keep throwing the ball deep, keep finding check downs for explosive and those things. So I think early in the game, keeping him from having those explosive plays kind of helped us as we kept going. And Spags did a great job of mixing up looks today. We all know how gifted he is when he has some time to prepare, and actually played that opponent quite a bit, played Russ. So having familiarity with him obviously helped us out a lot.
Nick, you were in the building. How do you think this team handled being 0-2 this week?
Yeah, obviously we didn't have the start we wanted, but it's a long season. Just every week, just kind of go back to work, back to square one, trying to figure out things that we can get better at, and there's nothing different this week. We had some success, found a way to win the football game, but there's obviously some stuff we can clean up.
With the Chargers having already won this afternoon, was there a little more urgency for a win tonight?
Obviously, just worried about who we got in this building, playing our best football, playing better than we did last week, and it's kind of in our mindset. Can't really look toward the future. We got to be 1-0. We got to find a way to win this game and get back to 500 next week.
Nick, what was your first thought when Tyquan Thornton joined the team last November?
Yeah, obviously he's a speed guy. He's a taller guy. In our wide receiver room, we got a little shorter guys. So obviously he stands out in terms of his height, but also his hands, his ability to try to figure out what Pat wants. Even when he was on practice squad when he first came in, and just trying to figure out what things he could do well, what things he can clean up. It kind of helped us get great looks on into the playoffs last year, and just super happy for him to go out here and just execute the game plan, make some tough catches. Man, his numbers called. We're going to need him as this season continues to progress.
Nick, when things aren't going right, it's kind of the saying that you got to get that stink off you a little bit. Yeah. What's it mean to finally get a win on the road?
Yeah, man, it's huge. We've been searching for one win, and trying to figure out we can get this thing going. Just the main thing is now just keep working, keep stacking, and try to get another one, and then get another one, and so we can go maybe snowball this thing, get it 3-4 in a row or something like that. But our mindset's on the Ravens. We got to be 1-0 this week.
Nick, you got your first 2 turnovers tonight. What does that do for the defense getting those turnovers?
Yeah, I think the last couple of weeks, man, we've been close. Tip balls, dropped a couple of interceptions the first couple of games, and just finally getting them. We almost had 3 of them this week, and we kind of went to a mindset we needed to force 3 turnovers, outplay their defense, whatever it may be. We were able to get 2 of them this week, and obviously it's been huge for us.
Last one, you complimented Spags on the game plan and having a familiarity with the rest, but when you're hearing the calls and you feel like he's a step ahead of maybe what the quarterback, the offense is trying to do, can you take us through just what's that like when you sort of see that he's in rhythm before the offense can sort of make an adjustment?
Yeah, I think early in the game, man, we had some plays that he called, and they kind of got some leaky runs, but we were playing pass and some of those and stuff like that. So you kind of get a flow and a rhythm. Then you give them a certain call, and we're trying to show too high, then we run through, and we end up showing up too high at the post snap and stuff like that. I just kind of feel like Coach Spags kind of gets his rhythm a little bit. Got a couple third down pressures in there, some run pass things that would kind of help us play both defenses, and you kind of can feel it. I always joke around, man, especially back in New York, he's on one. So he had a good game today.
So you feel like you can feel that also from Russ as well?
Absolutely, yeah. He kind of tells you our schedule, kind of if you confuse him a couple looks a little bit, and obviously take away number 1. That was a big thing for us.
Thank you.
Chiefs get the first victory of the 25 season here in the Meadowlands of New Jersey, 22-9 over the Giants. First ever win over the Giants on the road. So check that box. Chiefs have beaten all 31 teams now on the road. All right, but I want to ask you about the first drive of the third quarter, because we mentioned the interception by Jalen Watson. The Chiefs get a 52-yard defensive pass interference penalty to set up a 9-6 lead at half, but they get the ball to start the third quarter. What did you think of that opening drive of the third quarter?
Yeah, that was enormous. I would have loved to be in the locker room at halftime to feel the energy of the guys and guys challenging one another, because you and I in the booth, we were saying we have to score a touchdown out of halftime. We cannot just keep trading field goals here in this game. And that's what the Chiefs did. They go 74 yards on 11 plays. a balanced drive, 6 running plays on that possession, 5 throws, and they end it with that great throw by Patrick Mahomes on 3rd down to Tyquan Thornton. Great catch by him as well. The Chiefs had to score on that drive. A lot of struggles offensively early in the game, particularly finishing in the red zone. They got all the way down to the 5-yard line, and Patrick wasn't going to miss that one.
First 2-score lead of the night to get it to 16-9. A field goal wouldn't have worked at 12-6. It didn't change the game much, but this one did. But it was interesting on 1st down of that drive. The Chiefs ran the ball 4 times on 1st down, and they had an average of 6 yards per run on those 4 runs. But it put them in a position to be able to be balanced, not only balanced, but also less predictable, I think. But to run the ball on 1st down, I thought was a big step forward.
Yeah, and overall in this game, the Chiefs go for over 100 rushing yards. Isaiah Pacheco averages over 4.5 yards per carry. That was important coming into this game because we all knew that the Chiefs were 17th in the NFL in rushing through 2 weeks. They're better than that at the running back position. Patrick Mahomes accounted for 53% of the Chiefs' rushing yards coming into tonight. You can't have that. That is not sustainable. While Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, and Rashard Smith as well ran the ball really well tonight, particularly on that drive. Let's keep that going moving forward.
Yeah, we mentioned that the catches were scattered out. So were the runs. I mean, Pacheco with 10, you mentioned for 45, and then Hunt for 10. It wasn't Pat Mahomes scrambling for 30 yards, which that'll work, but you don't want to do it all the time.
Well, we saw on the drives that ended in touchdowns here tonight, when the Chiefs are running the ball effectively, they're very difficult to stop, right? Even without their weapons and Rasheed and Xavier, if you have to respect the Chiefs running game, much more difficult to stop. Well, in the first 2 weeks of the season, the Chiefs weren't running the ball very effectively, puts a lot of pressure on the passing game. Here tonight, especially in the second half, the ability for the Chiefs to run the football effectively really helped open things up for Tyquan, as we saw.
Also sacks in this game. And we knew Russell Wilson, that this is the 8th time he's played the Chiefs in a 4th different uniform. But the Chiefs were able to get pressure, but also sacks and complete plays against him. And then the 4th down stop, a couple of 4th down stops in this game by Kansas City, but to complete plays, not just to pressure, but to actually get sacks and also an intentional grounding call, which is essentially a sack. That was a good sign.
And here's the thing. The Chiefs won't get a lot of credit defensively because people are going to say, oh, it's the Giants. They're 0-3. Russell Wilson threw for 450 yards last week. He completed 7 passes of at least 25 yards last week. This offense for the Giants racked up over 500 yards overall. They were awesome last week against the Cowboys. For the Chiefs to come in here tonight and to shut them down from the get-go, no big plays the entire night, is a big deal. And getting pressure on Russell Wilson was a big reason why.
Feels like a short week. You get home, it'll be grinding as soon as we get off the plane. But the Ravens play tomorrow night. They have an even shorter week, and then they have to go on the road. So Ravens team, though, is putting up 40 points with no problem. It'll be another high-quality opponent to come to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. But you look at the numbers down through the years. 1-2 is drastically different than 0-3 if you want to get where you want to go.
Yeah, it's 1 week at a time, and we just needed to get in the win column, right? I mean, this is the thing. The Chiefs are not going to be an 0-3 football team. Find a way to get in the win column. We're worried about the Ravens here tomorrow, but getting in the win column feels great here tonight. Now let's take on the Ravens next week.
22-9, the Chiefs get the victory here in the Meadowlands. Thanks for joining us. Get ready for the Ravens next week.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.